Hi guys, today I will be giving you some very niche and funky tips that you would not have heard before on how you can best prepare for the LNAT. I am a certified LNAT survivor who took the test last year, and these are things that people didn't tell me and I had to figure it out, so I'm going to give them out to you to help, and hopefully they do help. So let's get straight into it. The first tip is to make everything a debate when you're reading the news. What I mean by this is when you're reading the news on whatever source or site you're on, find a way to disagree with everything. Pretend like you're trying to prove it wrong. And there's multiple ways you're going to notice of being able to do this. One, attack their chains of argument, or two, think of how they formed that data. If it's based on data, is there an issue with the way that data was collected? If all of the chains of argument make sense, is the conclusion logical from the points they've made? Anyway, however you can, find a way to poke holes in it. Now that you've done that and gaslit yourself into thinking that you disagree with whatever it's saying, do the opposite. So why do you agree with what the news thing or whatever it is saying? Sometimes, especially if you're reading on something like BBC News, they like to present both sides of the argument. And when you're reading something like that, try to think of which side you find more convincing and why. Once you've established that, do exactly what I told you to do. Try to look at it from the other point of view. Now, you may be wondering, how is this relevant to the LNAT? How is this going to help? But it does, because this is exactly what the test needs you to do. It needs you to read texts critically, and an easy way to do it is literally just critique the text. It will teach you a lot about the way the arguments are formed and the author's views. Now that you've done that, we're jumping up to the big guns, and that is judgment reading. I will forever swear by this method, so listen carefully. You find a news article that looks interesting, and you realise that it's a legal case. Now, just take the name of whatever's going on in that, put it into Google, and type judgment. I'm going to demonstrate this now with an article I read last year and mentioned in my personal statement. This seems interesting. Whoa, it's a high court case. Google. Oh my god, look. Judgment. Okay, so the judgment is going to lay out all of the arguments advanced by both sides and how much weight the judge gave to them, so how convincing the judge found them. Reading it on the news is one thing, but really delving into it is something you can do by reading a judgment. Last point, it gets you into the habit of sustained reading. If you're anything like me, I struggled to stay focused on texts for 95 minutes. But judgments tend to be quite long, they tend to be quite convoluted, so they're really good practice for staying focused. The last tip I have for section A is to do general law exercises. What I mean by that is do some statute analysis. I will put links down in the description. Do some judgment analysis. Essentially, do interview practice like people applying to Oxford or Cambridge would, because those help with your LNAT prep, and there's no reason that you shouldn't be able to reap the benefits of that just because you're not applying to a university that interviews. I'm also going to show you a snippet of a website that was really helpful. This is another website I want to give a shout out to. It's called MyHE Plus. Tons of subjects, not just law, but the law exercises and stuff fascinating. You can pick a topic, it will take you through a case, it will show you have some videos to watch, quite some interesting questions. You can download these things and work through them. I hope those tips were helpful, guys. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments and I'll get back to you. I will make a separate video on how to tackle the essay. Stay tuned. Oh my god, there's a spider in my room.